All right, so I want to talk about this server Ultima Online, Ultima Adventures. So basically, this is a fork of Ultima Odyssey, and it's instead online, but it's had all kinds of crazy stuff added to this. This time around, I wanted to highlight one of the game modes they have on here called Soulbound. And Soulbound is basically hardcore mode. I have this Soulbound character that I started, and I wanted to show people this, but this will work just fine because I'm just going to show you how the process starts from the very beginning so you get an accurate idea. This time around, I spawned as a tamer. I had animal lore, taming, and veterinary, which honestly would have been really easy. But we are instead going to take a little bit harder of a path. So when you die as a soulbound, that's it. Like I say, it's hardcore mode, you're dead. You will respawn as a brand new character with 225 skills, and it's like a random assortment. I'm sure they draw from some kind of pool or something, uh, but regardless, that's the general principle. Last time I was a crossbow woman, and I ended up trying to go into a dungeon. I put all this work in to get my fletching gear and stuff, and then bam, I was suddenly toast. So I can't get resurrected now. There's a certain amount of time you have to wait, I think, 2 minutes or something, before you can resurrect as a soulbound. Normally it's not a problem because you're not dying. Now I'm frozen. So let me relog. Okay, sorry, I was having a slight difficulty. This is using CUO, but I messed up, and whenever you have a name change, it changes a lot about your setup. So I had to relog and all this kind of stuff. But yes, that's the general idea, is you will respawn with different skills. It's pretty interesting. I don't know. I guess it's been about 2 minutes. I just want to capture the whole process. No. But basically the idea is that you gain fame, right? And it's called something else when you're, soulbound, but you gain fame here. You can see I have 0, but I have 17 soul force. That's because I think I died and I still kept the fame. Or maybe that was on a different character. I don't really know how it works. I'm not 100% sure yet. Um, but as you gain soul force, you can basically turn it into this particular character, this NPC, and then you'll get this soul box, this soul container. And in that, you can put all the soul force and I guess slowly get stronger. There are downsides to it. Um, like, for example, you can't, like, affixes on magic items, you can't use those items, the affixes on them. You have to just use the base item. But you can add those kinds of properties to your character himself or herself. You'll see in just a moment when I respawn, at least that aspect. I haven't visited the Blood Lich, I don't think. I think when I made this character, I just kind of walked away. So boom. Wherever we are, there's stuff attacking us immediately. This looks like a town, though, so I'm not sure. I'll get rid of all these. Sorry, I just copied the profile again to have something to work with. Guards, they should help. Maybe. I'm innocent. Do I have bandages? Yes, yes. Get him. What about this guy? He's a problem. They'll heal me, but that's it. I guess I'm on my own with the lion. Let's see if I've got any hiding skill. Taming? Nope. Okay, so I think I got away for the moment. Nope. I still have relatively split stats. It looks like I have some kind of sickles, warblades, so maybe I'm a swordsman. Nope, I just have warblades. No trade skills. No magic. Am I another wilderness person? Nope. No taming, no veterinary. What? I'm a thief. Detect hidden, snooping, and stealing. It's like this has gotta be... This gotta be the worst template to start with. What am I supposed to do? I can't even fight any... Oh, come on. But that's the general principle. Where'd the skeleton come from? Well, I guess, yeah, so that's Soulbound. I guess I've got to wait a while to resurrect, a couple minutes, so I might skip past that. I might run back here to use the healer. Okay, so we've respawned. We are in a new place. In this case, it's Montor. See, we have 225 skills. Nothing miscellaneous, no combat, no trade. Am I a thief again? Let's see. Seema the Ragged. Okay. So I'm a mage this time. Well, guess that's alright. Do I have a spell book? Greater heal. Fireball. Fireball again. 1,000 gold. Well, the goal is even if you die to continue to battle, you know, get that soul force up, drain the soul force, and then I guess even if you come back with another life, you're carrying forward soul force. So let's get a backup weapon maybe. Eventually something with spell channeling will be good so I can keep it equipped. I'm not familiar with this town at all. Montor, I don't usually come here on Ruins and Riches or Adventures, but I have come here before. So these corpses, that's one of the coolest thing about this server, is that the corpses are permanent. They're not going to go away. This is someone who died who knows how long ago in town. And you'll see more of those as you go to dungeons. And that's definitely one of the cooler things. Train healing? I guess I have greater heal, but am I going to be able to buy enough components to even cast spells? I mean, this kind of thing is the only thing that gets me. It's like you start with potentially a lot of skills that aren't useful, but I guess that's part of the fun. The skills that you do have are pretty high. Like right at this moment, I'm wishing my crossbow iteration of this person was still alive, but they are long dead. So there's two sides to this town. We'll check out the other side because I didn't see a mage or a weaponsmith there. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's blocked by a river, or really it's like a bay or a delta, or I don't know exactly. So here's a gravestone. Those are generated. Here lies Godric the Adept Knight, who was dismantled by infected. So it tells you their last words spoken, and it tells you that they rose again as an infected zombie. So that means the infected are here, and that is something that has been custom added to this server. But basically, they're poisonous enemies, and if they kill you, they create a clone of you. And that clone will carry, it has all your stuff, all the stuff from your corpse. And, ooh, hello. Guess it doesn't do anything. What can you tribute to the woodsman? He makes an item. But those infected, they'll hit everything. They'll kill deer, pigs, everything around you, and it will all become infected. And you'll have copies of all of those things after you. It's pretty crazy. It's almost impossible to get your corpse, it seems like, if it really gets going. But it's kind of cool. So I guess I could pick up archery. That's an option. I've really been liking archery. So let's go with the axe, because we're going to need to chop some wood for our whatchamacallits. And hopefully we can find, but that way I can, you know, attack with magic or keep a distance. Here we go. Perfect. A marksman. Or whatever. He should have fletching tools, which are going to be really important. We'll get a few of those since they're very cheap. Get a basic quiver. I guess a basic bow. What are my stats? 50, 40. Lots of intelligence. And I could pay for some shafts just to get going. They're pretty cheap. Let's get 50. 2 birds worth. And I think that's all I really need to get moving. Kind of like this outfit. Fancy robe. So, let's see. Soulbound. Let's move the skills we probably will use into there. Archery, anatomy, tactics, and I think we need to train healing. I mean, Magic is nice and all, but I don't think I'm going to be able to heal every time. I don't think I'm going to have components. I'm going to need to get taste identification up badly. So that's it for miscellaneous combat trade. We're going to have bowcraft fletching and lumberjacking. For the moment, that's what's happening. Magic I already took from there. Wilderness, we're not going to have any of that. I might train animal taming just to be able to train to tame horses once I get a little bit more gold. And we'll have hiding. So let's see here. Pull this up to see everything. So it's shorter than usual. Put it right there. So I am the Ragged. What a name. Or what a title. So let's see what else is here. Butcher. That's a guardhouse, I think. Yeah, just a guardhouse. So I need a mage shop is what I'm looking for, I guess. Tavern. I don't think I missed it in the other town, the other side of town. We may not have a mage shop here. But otherwise, I've pretty much got everything I need to get going. I guess I can check this corner down here. Well, it's just a... Oh yeah, mage shop. Perfect. So I'm going to chop a little lumber here just for a second. Hit point formula on Adventures is... Actually, I'm not sure what it is. I know what it is on Ruins and Riches, but not on Adventures. Really need to train bowcraft and fletching so that we're not failing making arrows, but for now it's okay. Need to make a lumberjacking macro. Succeeded. Okay, let's see if I can buy some components. Probably not. I have fireball, so mainly I want pearl. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit of this since it's not often available. Well, it's not on Ruins and Riches. I don't know about Adventures, honestly. It might be more available. It seems like it is. So we're going to get a lot of black pearl because that's a spell we can cast. Though we have much higher magery, we're going to have to wait until we get some scrolls, which is going to come from item identification mostly. Though I didn't bother to see if he had any. Magic on trap is a must. Cure is a must. I think heal would be helpful. So this creates something to help you avoid problems in dungeons. I need to make macros. Actually, I just need to place this. This is going to be cast spell greater heal now. And this will be cast spell cure. And that's really all I've got. So I'm going to add fireball. Like I said, I just copied these macros over from another character. So at least they're already in place and I can just easily modify. So that, oops, yeah, fire. It's weird. So that's all we've got right now, but we'll use it, you know. I need to refill my water skin. Do I not start with a water skin? Oh, I have a bag of regs. 50, 50, 50. That's kind of nice. That's a lot more than I think any regular character gets. But I don't see my water skin. I don't have one. So I need to buy one of those from the provisioner. You do need to drink and eat. You will have problems if you don't. So the first bird I see I'm going to kill. I'm really strongly thinking about taming, getting taming. I can train 2 skills basically. I get a, whoa, 100 gold for a backpack. Let's go with a regular bag. They don't seem to have water. Okay, there we go. Let's just get 2. So this is my reg bag way over here. This is going to be my loot bag. Put on my quiver. Quivers are cool. Who is that? Sigh. So that was another player. Like I said, this is an online server. It's not super populated, but honestly, the point of it is not to be super populated. It's a small shard. It really is. But it's got a lot going on. There's no item decay, so, you know, people try not to litter, because if I put this scroll down here, it's never going to disappear unless another player picks it up. Like I say, that and the corpse thing is one of the coolest things about Adventures. I was first introduced to it a couple years ago. I don't like it to play it as much as Ruins and Riches, the offline version. There's just too much added, but it's still pretty fun. So let's go find... I'm not thinking this through. I'm still going to need to kill the first bird because I need feathers. So just like Ruins and Riches, you're going to find these crates and other abandoned goods that can... Here's my journal. Oh, it resets every time. That's crappy. So let's see what I'm wearing. I guess I don't get benefits from items, but this might be something that can be sold, like to a vendor. Sage, yep, sure is. We can try to identify this just to raise item ID, because we are going to want that, and we're going to use it. So we can put it in the list for now. But I mean, some armor's got to be better than no armor, even if you are not going to use it. It's a skinning knife, we'll take that. And we'll take this kindling because you can gain stats in kindling with camping. There's another corpse. Weird. So I don't think you'd normally find this many together. We need a pair of scissors and we can cut this cloth up. Put it in the loot bag for now. And then there's spools of thread even. Swordsmanship. We're not a swordsman or archer. So this is where taste identification comes in. You can see where it said an unidentified amount of regs in there. That looks like a sellable item too. Yep. So we'll put that... Where did I put the other one? There. So anyway, I don't know what I was saying, but yeah, I should train. Definitely should train animal taming. Just gonna get around so much faster. I don't need to, but it definitely breaks up some of the more boring aspects of travel. Fast travel is also penalized on this server. It's not a guaranteed penalty, but it is a penalty. What? Oh, I need to make a batch of arrows. Chance 51%. Let's just brute force it for now with all the feathers we end up getting. But now I have arrows, so I can switch to using my bow. But it doesn't take long, and pretty soon you can make a lot of arrows very quickly. Once you're decent at lumberjacking, and you just go collect some feathers, it's that simple. I really should break them up, I guess, until I get to like 10. Because I'm wasting a lot of arrows. And shafts, potentially. Let's see. Looking for more birds. Otherwise, I'm going to sell these items and maybe train up taming and whatnot. I should also try using my archery. 12 feathers, 1 arrow. So how many feathers? I've got 12. But if I do it this way, I should gain fletching every time. And I can get 10 gains potentially because my skill's so low. I'm not really worried about losing half of these or anything, but since my skill is so low, you know, if I can get it to 10 or 15, I'm not going to train this because right now I'd rather have the 300 gold for taming or a mount or something. Now look at that, up to almost 7, right? So that's worth doing. And I ended up getting half the feathers. And you can put them in the quiver. The quiver gives a damage modifier of 10%. I think I might have been saying that you can only wear a quiver or a cape. I think it's an interesting addition. You know, I look at this much like I look at Ruins and Riches, as just kind of a totally different game, or a brand new single-player Ultima game is kind of how I look at it. which is maybe why I kind of prefer Ruins and Riches. I like it as a solo experience. But I do like some of the things the admin, FinalTwist, has added to Adventures, and this is one of them, the Soulbound. It's just an interesting way to play Ultima Online as a hardcore character. But it's not just being a hardcore character, being that you can kind of put that soul force into your next character. See, we haven't gained any fame yet, so I also need to train healing because I do have greater healing, but you know, 50 components is 50 components. It's not going to last forever. You can get lower reg cost items, but I guess you can't use it if you're soul bound, I think. That's what I would think, is that you could not use it, because we'll see, we'll find out. So now after just 2 birds, basically, moved up to 10 fletching. Well, I guess 3 birds, but I mean breaking it down by feather on 2 birds. I'll feel pretty comfortable not to have to do this probably basically now, as long as I'm not doing more than 10 or 20 arrows. Because see, even now it's up to 64%, so soon that will be a no-fail scenario. So I'm not really worried about it. And, you know, if I lose a few arrows, I lose a few arrows. Eventually I'll have, you know, once you get a little bit of lumberjacking, it's so easy to collect lumber that it's really not a loss. I don't see any eagles around here. It's also interesting because it puts me in a part of the map I'm not familiar with, either on Ruins and Riches or Adventures. Probably should go just for a few more times. Or I could break it up into 2s or something. That way it would go faster, but I'd still get like 6 potential gains from fletching on each bird. And once it gets to 100%, of course, I won't worry about that. Or even 80 or 90%, whatever. But yeah, the chance of getting 6 basically guaranteed gains, and look at that, went up half a point. I mean, it's worth doing it just to get there. And this saves me the 300 gold, which on Soulbound is a precious commodity for me. I'm not going to, of course, give any items to this character from my other characters. I'm going to play it like it's a single solo experience. As far as I know, this isn't a Let's Play. I just wanted to highlight the Soulbound, but if I get into the character, maybe I'll keep it going. I don't know. Maybe I will. I just know I've done a lot of Ultima Let's Plays lately, but the game kind of absorbs my gaming time when I get back into it, I have to say. It's my favorite game of all time. There's no doubt in my mind, in all its iterations. You know, obviously I prefer Second Age T2A experience as my real UO, but I don't mind experimenting with stuff like this. Like I say, I look at it as a different game entirely. May not be able to kill this hawk. It's a different deal. Or eagle. Yeah, I could kill it, just needs patience. I just don't have any way to... Well, I do have a way to heal myself. I do have components, so... Ooh, how about that? Pretty good. Is Majory going up? 75.0? No, probably not from that. They have these wands that give you like plus 30, 40, 50 Majory. It's pretty crazy. But you have to be using them, so it's kind of tricky. Because you might be a swordsman or something else. 15.6, still gaining like 0.3 at a time. It's incredible. So after these feathers, I'll check my percent chance success just to... Oh, not shafts. So a batch of arrows is 70% chance, so pretty good. I have 12 arrows left in there, and I've made 46. So you can kind of see my progress is improving. Same thing with these arrows. If no one picks them up, they're going to stay there forever. So you do see arrows occasionally here and there. Another thing about these apple trees, you can use a skinning knife or something and get apples. So that's a way to get food to keep yourself fed. Because you'll see that I'm already... 20 is the max. I think you can get over it with more player vendor items, but... So I can eat some of these apples drink some of my water, and I should be at 20 or so. That, I think, increases skill gain. I'm not 100% sure, but you can get plenty of food from the land without having to cook. Let's just try this a minute. Got some logs already. I guess you could do the same thing. You can make individual shafts. Let's see if I get gains on that. Yeah, I'm getting gains. I got 0.4 off that. 0.4 again. What's my chances? 70%. I guess it's just so low. Skill gain is also easier here. Much easier than a T2A shard. It's very soft. I still like it for what it is, but there is stat loss if you die as a regular character, not even a Soulbound. There's potential for stat loss unless you are rezzed by a player character. There's also one particular location in the game you can get a free res without penalties, but at least in Ruins and Riches, you're only losing gold. So that's back to recall. They do penalize recall. If you recall, you have a chance to lose, I think, potentially some from all your skills, like 0.2% or 0.3%. It's not big. And honestly, I recall a lot on my main character here because I'm addicted to recall. And most of the time, I'm not losing stats or skills. It just is pretty rare. And most of the time, since skill gain is so quick, I mean, I don't have a 7x GM or anything. Speaking of, the skill cap is like 2400. So it's pretty insane. You can almost do everything on one character. Not quite, but it gives you a lot of versatility because there's a lot of detailed systems in the game. Oh, I ended up with 63 logs. Let's break it down at least a little bit to be safe. Didn't work. Got gains. I want to make some kindling. Makes quite a bit. So there we go. Just like that, even with basically 0 lumberjacking, I made 132 shafts. No problem. So it's not something to worry about. You can easily pick up lumberjacking, go out in the woods, get some stuff. I'm not overweight still, right? No. And also the quiver reduces the weight of your arrows. So that's pretty cool. Trying to spam camping to get a skill gain or two. Stat gain, I'm sorry. But they are limited to every 15 minutes. Like you can gain strength, dex, and intelligence, but then you have to wait 15 minutes to gain any of those again. Like they're independent timers. And it looks like I must have gotten a stat point recently because I'm not gaining anything. But I thought I was underweight. I am. Can't eat, can't drink, but low on stamina. It drains so fast once you're low, you have to wait for it to recover, but I still don't know why I'm low on stamina. Yeah, dropping something doesn't help at all. Not sure what it is, but resistances are active in this shard. You know, all these are relevant to your gameplay. Your stat cap's 255, so it's very generous, but again, enemy damages are scaled and interesting things happen, so it's not all cut and dry. Man, what the hell? I got plenty of gold from those corpses, I guess. So I don't know why it's dropping like that. I don't know what I did. I chopped some lumber. I know once it gets to like 8 or 10, it'll stop doing that and it'll just go up for the most part, unless you're constantly running, I guess. But normally I don't run into stamina issues. Another good reason to get a horse. See how much slower it's dropping at 6? It's not dropping like it was. Oh, there's no sage here. Now I'm out of stamina again. What the hell? Yeah, it's not my weight. guess I can try to light a few campfires. Because I need to wait a certain amount of time to get over a certain threshold, I think. This is why when you're getting low on stamina in the middle of a battle, it's bad news. I don't want it to happen, because you can get kind of movement locked like this if you're really low. See, it stopped going up, but I'm able to walk, and it's not going down. Now it's going up. Just going to try to find a bard. Can't remember what these buildings were back here, but I don't want to drain my stamina again. Woodsman, there's a healer. This was a big weapon shop, I think, but is there a shop beyond it? I think there is. That's the archer, so you can see I'm starting to gain my stamina back. I don't know why I'm having this problem. Normally I don't. Now I can run. I know where it all went. I guess I was overweight that time. But so now I can run, and it's pretty much at the same rate it's regenerating for the most part. So once it's about getting to that threshold. Is it musician? No, shipwrights probably. The Kraken Guild. So I'm going to slow down a little bit to make sure it regenerates, but I'm definitely going to train taming. I don't remember where I saw the animal tamer, but I'm going to find them. There's one here. No, it's just a port. Worth checking. But yeah, it's a really interesting playstyle. It really is. I just wanted to highlight it. I think it's cool. We'll see how far I can get. It's a guardhouse that looks like a stable. Guard. Tinker. Let's check this set of houses. Or buildings. This is the inn. Now these orphans that run around all over the place, they chase you and steal your money. But they're gray, but yet if you attack them, it's a criminal act somehow. I hate the children. This musician? Library. Guess I'm looking for a bard device on the picture. It's a baker. Maybe there's not a musicianship shop here, which is fine. I'll put it in my backpack, but where is also the stable? So let's train animal taming. 313, here we go. Animal lore should go up quickly, and I should be able to tame a horse now, I think. Yeah, so really just want this for the ability to tame mounts. That's it. I don't want to play a tamer. My main character is a tamer. It's a lot of fun here, actually. In some ways. They have the whole pet level up system like Odyssey or Ruins of Riches. Alright, boom. So now we've got a ride. We can hopefully do a lot better. There does not appear to be a musician shop here, so I'll just hold on to this stuff. There's no sage either. I do need to get scissors from the tailor while I'm over here. And I need to spin up the thread. So there's that. We'll run these spools on the... They don't have aluminum? What kind of tailor shop is this? I don't like this town. Alright, let's hit the bank. And we can convert our gold and our copper and silver to see how much we've got. We have 300, so we have 430 after training. It's not bad. I'm going to keep the shafts on me. I'm going to keep all this stuff on me, I think. Go ahead and cut this up. Put this in the bank until I get somewhere I can use it. I need to train healing. That's another thing I need to train. How's my weight? It's looking good. So I'm going to train healing and try to use that in conjunction to lower my reg Oh, there's the bard shop. I just put that away, didn't I? No, it's in my backpack. Try to use that in conjunction to avoid using up a lot of components. Let's see if you count. 156 gold, so that's more money. Now we have just about enough to train healing and whatever else I was saying was going to be trained. I can't remember right now. I think the healer's over here, if I recall correctly. Yep, right there. So now I'll train healing. $309. Can't remember what else I was going to train, but I guess I don't need to train any of this. Right. But yes, so let's go get some feathers. Let's start moving on with this character. Maybe make it to a dungeon at some point. I don't know where the newbie dungeons are around here. Like I said, I'm not familiar with this area. How many shafts do we have? 128. I think we're good on gains at 25. It should be pretty much 100%, 80%. That's good enough. So we'll make the rest of these shafts, which is about 100 arrows. So we'll look for eagles and stuff. Maybe we can fight goats along the way. Because I do have 60 arrows. I mean, I'm going to make 112 more. I really should fill up the quiver, but I don't have to do it right away. But yeah, this is how a Soulbound works. I'm going to try to go... In fact, I should go to Dungeon Doom and try to collect scrolls. I had good luck there before. It's pretty close to here. It's in the vicinity. So I'll make a trip around this long water trough, killing any birds I find, and then I'll make it back around to town, and then I can head to that dungeon, I guess. Try that out, see what happens. But I gotta be a little conservative because this is a hardcore character. If it dies, it's over. Why am I not shooting it? Archery's definitely going to go up a little slow. Tactics a little slow, but I don't have the gold to train it right now. Once we get to 20 or 30, it'll be much more usable, but the first 20 or so is going to come from just killing enough birds to make arrows. I don't know if you actually get faster skill gain or anything as a Soulbound. I don't think so. I think the skill gain's just naturally a little fast on Ruins and Riches and Adventures. They want you to gain from using. Seagull. Oh, there's 3 birds here. So enemy NPCs will attack you if they're part of a group. You know, if they're seeing their fellow species attacked. We'll do 12 at a time just to be safe. Bowcraft is still going up. Just made 80 more arrows. That's about all I was going to make. How much? 62 more shafts, so not much more to go. Then at least I'll have a decent amount of arrows, and then I'll have a decent bit of archery at the same time. And I'll just try to kill in the future most birds I see so that I can start collecting feathers early. We really need to be careful with casting characters with this guy because mages can do a lot of damage very quickly. Have to stay away from player-made graveyards. Basically, when a player dies and they leave that gravestone, if you collect all, you can move them. So if you collect a lot of them together, enemies will spawn, like liches and stuff. Come on. Okay. Now we can test out healing. Can I wear this? Does it increase my armor? See, I think like cold resist 5, I don't think that would apply. I won't be able to check until I get something that can show up here, but I'm pretty sure that won't apply to me. I wonder if you can turn those into shafts. Change back. Cherry. Shaft. Why can't I do that? Oh, it's too strong for me. Guess I'll keep it for now. You can also sell animals. I guess I could tame some simple stuff like horses and just to sell them. If it's not too hard. The good money comes from leveling them up, though, so that's not going to be happening. $15 archery. Okay, so we've got that. How much do they give? 18. Still gaining. So you can see we'll easily have 20 archery. Now I could use this horse to help me kill this, but I don't think it's anywhere near leveling up. 51 experience, I mean, that's maybe possible. But I also want to be gaining archery, so I don't really want him to be leveling up. Let's see what kind of contract we get for the tamer once we're done with this. You can get a contract like once a day. It's basically a bulk order deed for tamers, and you add animals to it. A lot further to get back than I thought, honestly. Imagine if I didn't have the horse. So this is working on the same map as Ruins and Riches. It's basically Ruins and Riches with an online component that just has a ton of custom content added on top of it. There's a lot of systems that were added to this. But it's interesting to check out. It really is. It's like a road to nowhere. I think that's a dungeon, actually, so we might go back there. Might be a good first place to check out because we're new. We don't want a super tough dungeon. Three slots. I could try to tame the zebra and bring it with me for the contract, see which one's worth more. Just might be a good way to get early cash on the side. Costs 300 gold to tame this or to learn the skill, so that's kind of how you have to look at it. While I make that much off of it, I think I already have because a horse costs 550 gold. This way I can raise archery and level up the horse while I'm taming the zebra, so I'm still doing good stuff. 1 experience, that's it. So we'll send both of them after it, so hopefully it doesn't kill the horse. Okay. So 0 experience. So basically it's going to be next to impossible to level up a horse, so we're not going to worry about that. We'll just sell them at level 1 as is. I really don't want them around because I want to gain off every hit. But for now, they're fine. Guess they are helpful in expediting the process. So I'm out of arrow shafts. So that's that for now. Let's go see what kind of deed I can get. Should be right here. One of these guys should offer it. Maybe not. It's supposed to be an animal broker. So they may not have one. Oh, there he is. So I'll give you a contract. This one's for 8 creatures. So let's add the zebra. The zebra goes in, it's worth 13 gold. Okay, maybe not then. The horse, so they're worth 13 gold. They're not worth very much. We'll hold on to it and see what happens. So I think we'll go to the dungeon. Let's put up the gold we have. Just to weigh less. Just 340. I think this is about as good as it's going to get. I have how many arrows now? 157. I don't really think that's enough for the dungeon, but feathers. We'll see. Eagle. If we get enough feathers on the way back, maybe we'll think about just cutting a couple more trees before going in. But I don't think we're going to get that much more. We just came through here. So you can see I'm hitting way more often. I need to put that on scavenger agent or something. The spawn is global, so if you want something in specific to spawn out here, like if you're trying to tame elephants or whatever, you just need to kill everything so that, because they're all on the same spawner. So the less things there are, the more chance you're going to have for it to respawn. Okay, so this is the area I think is the dungeon. Not 100% sure. There's like a stairway over here that goes downstairs. There. Let's see what it says when you go in. Easy. So this should be appropriate. Maybe a little too appropriate. There's a hawk right there. 2 hawks. So I could have about 80 feathers. 80 arrows, I'm sorry. So I probably will just make some shafts real quick. Shouldn't take long at this rate. Already have 120. Wow. Okay, so that's how quick shafts can be. Let's just do these in 20s for our ammunition. Just in case. Perfect. Oh wait. You want to cast this. That gives you a magical orb that helps you avoid traps. 62%, that's pretty good. Because these traps can ruin your life, basically. Oh man, why does that have to be poisonous? Pressure causes, guys, this is not a nice place. Possibly the abandoned home of a dark wizard. So even though it's much easier, probably not meant for me. Or those other arms. Let's see if my archery even goes up. It does. Got half a point on that. So maybe it's worth it just to grind out a little bit of archery, shoot 20, 30 arrows, gain some healing. Yeah, they're killable. Maybe get some regs. Practice hiding a little bit. Take out the lizard. 21.8. No gain on that. Still not gaining. But it's going to slow down in the 20s, but it's still going to move pretty quickly. So you can see Soulbound, that was made today, a few hours ago. It tells you how long you've been alive. I think the gravestones say something special for Soulbound too, I'm not sure. So not having healing is not that bad since I'm a ranged fighter. Should be okay. As long as I don't encounter like a strong caster, I should be fine. And hopefully I'll find a magic item. Well, I don't know if I can use them. We'll see. Normally you would get Diablo-ish style magic items like plus to archery, plus to tactics, whatever it is. Man, come on. Guess I've gained like 2 points of archery, like 2 whole points fighting this guy, but and I guess that's the point. Try to get some loot, raise my archery to a reasonable level. Maybe get a new bow. My deck seems decent. 41. 25.7 archery. Guess I could also cast Fireball, but I don't think I'm going to get gains at 75 off of Fireball. There we go. Getting some anatomy. It's going to be a slow going on anatomy. And archery is basically insta-hit here. I don't know about upon equipping, but definitely the hit is instant. Not that it matters, it's like a no PvP server basically, but it has a lot of interesting elements because of the Ruins and Riches base code. There's just a lot going on. People think Outlands is wild, but this is a whole different level of, at least to me. Almost 30 archery for my fighting 2 creatures here. I'm running through arrows. I have 167 left. And I just recovered 10. I don't know what the mechanic is on the arrow recovery. It just seems like sometimes you recover them from the ground randomly. The bandit. So he might try to steal something from me physically and then disappear. So you want to keep your distance from these guys. It may just be the thieves, but I don't know. Didn't have much on him. About to officially cross over to 30 archery. These chests often have money, random items, traps. $30.9. I think that's a, no, it's not. Oh, this guy's hurt. Yeah, this guy might be above my pay grade. Wow. Let's try greater heal. Definitely works. Let's run him back into this room, maybe. I don't think I can defeat this guy. I should have bought Poison Spell, too. I mean, I'll probably gain a lot of archery fighting him. 31.7. I think it's already gone up a point. Yeah, okay. It's worth it. As long as I hit him intermittently. Should be hitting more and more often, though, as time goes on. Once I get to 40 something, 50, I should hit, you know, about most of the time, give or take, or more often than not. Around 50, I would guess. Come on, you can do it. The only problem is this goes through a lot of arrows, but that was the whole point, I guess. Yeah, interesting server for sure. But like, okay, so the difficulty of the dungeons. This one said easy, I think, or whatever. Then there's normal, challenging. At the very least, there's those. I'm sure there's a hard or something. But so if you encounter a troll, the level and the enemies are scaled in these dungeons basically. So if you encountered a troll in a very easy dungeon, it's going to be of a certain stat pool and skill level. And then if you get there on challenging, it's going to be much harder. You know, it's going to scale, and the loot it has will scale too. You'll get much better magic items from a challenging dungeon than you will an easy dungeon. And this has, just like Ruins and Riches, there's the Elven Land, the Savage Lands, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of different areas that are completely separate from the main custom landmass. 35. Still hitting really infrequently. So this is how good I'd be doing if I trained it from the get-go. Probably could have done it now in retrospect, but I wanted to make sure I had some gold to operate with, or emergencies, or something I needed. Another thing I don't like is there don't appear to be any cotton fields near Montour, so you can't just go load up on bandages and spam heal that to try to raise it. But it's definitely going to be more of a support thing since I'm a ranged guy and a mage. But it'll still be nice to have a ranged gal in this case. Obviously, there's no mounts in dungeons. It just kind of waits for you outside somewhere in the ether. I was about to say, these guys poison. Should wear off though before it. Well, maybe I should cure it. Come on. No. Just kill the rat. Killing me. .4 archery. Little fame, little karma. So I want to take this moment. Let's say you gain soul force. So you have to be gaining karma or fame to get soul force. So fame 26 plus the 17 is 34. So it's pretty much a 1-to-1 with fame. I think the lowest amount you can contribute to the blood lich or whatever is 500. So that's the immediate goal, is 500. So I want to get to 500 for once and find out what that does. Seven almost. These guys have the strange ability to pull you to them with their tongue. Copper. It's heavy, but worth money. It's quick. Continue to take the spider silk. No, I don't need to mess with the magician, I don't think. I think it's just a really bad, unsmart Terrible idea. If I could hit more often, maybe. I don't think these guys are magical. Thought wrong. Of course, you can use grid loot and CUO, double click to loot, and all that kind of fancy stuff. I don't really like all that, so you won't see me using grid loot in an Ultima-based game, UO-based, server of any kind, but that's just personal preference, at least here. So this is working pretty good. I mean, one-hit kill, wow. This is working pretty good for this dungeon, but they're not dropping anything in the way of items, like loot. And it's probably because of its difficulty. I wonder if it has a second level or if it just ends. So this is back towards the beginning, but a couple rooms back here with a phantom. The mobs will heal themselves, and they will do it often at 0, basically. And casters have this AI that encourages them to get far away from you, basically. Paralyzed. About to cross 40 archery. 86 arrows. So I'll at least shoot through these arrows and see what I end up with from here. I'll probably forget the animal contract because I'm just not going to be taming good enough animals to make it worth it. No items. This might be the level down, or probably is the level down, but I'm not going to step on that pentagram. Let's try to avoid getting poisoned. There's a knapsack or a Goliath bag down there I can loot. Why is he still coming after me? Should be running. Okay, that rat officially put over 40 archery. Not bad. Collect the money, the dry beef in case I get hungry. Do have apples right now. Let's check out these last couple rooms before we head out of the dungeon. I was going to use up the arrows, but if this is it, then this is it. At least it's somewhere you can go to raise those initial skills and not worry too much about getting killed. Lots of bandits. Should be able to take them. I don't want to let them hit me. Oh, they don't hurt very much. Yeah, they're very weak. There goes Kelly the Bandit. They don't have much on them, that's for sure. So I've cleared this dungeon now, I think. That might be level 2. I just noticed it now, but that's probably what that is, level 2. Maybe we'll take a peek real quick. $43.6. 20 anatomy. It's moving. Just moving slowly. Need to continue to raise hiding. I keep forgetting about it, but it could be a lifesaver here that you can get randomly revealed by different things. Large snake, that wasn't there before. I think this stuff might be starting to respawn. Yeah, the only thing I didn't clear was the no magician. No, this wasn't level 2. This was this empty room. Okay, I remember now. I've got to remember this is a hardcore character and that dying would be highly unadvisable when I get into risky situations. These guys I don't think poison you. I think they just hurt. Nope, not bad at all. I guess it's because it's a very easy dungeon. It's too easy, even for someone with basically no skills. Okay, got out of there. Prettier horse than mine. Okay, I can't remember what we're going to do in town. Oh, see how much gold we ended up with, basically. I don't think there's anything I can buy in town that's going to be helpful to the character. I think I just need to go to harder places and try to find better loot. Since feathers are they're reduced in drop rate from OSI, at least old OSI, I don't know. Make sure you kill all the bird things. Someone's placed one of these fortress things right outside of town. What was I going to do? Check at the bank, I guess. Go ahead and convert this stuff. Might work my way up to Moon just because it's familiar territory. 400 gold, not bad. I'm going to put this cherry wood in there. That's really it. So I'll pause here for a moment. So I had to log off for a few minutes for something or other. I wanted to continue playing, but when I logged in, it's telling me that my name is inappropriate. So I guess someone already has this name. So we'll just change it just a little bit to keep with what we've got, Seema. It's weird that they would spawn you with a name that's already in use, but it's okay. Down a little bit. Okay. So where were we exactly? Taming horses. Went to the newbie dungeon, I think. Got a contract. Got feathers. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what I was doing, but I think I was just kind of proceeding along, trying to raise archery. I'm at 44. That's not bad. My lag is a little rough right now. Yeah, probably not wise to play with this lag. But that's the general concept of the Soulbound. I might do more videos on this, but I just wanted to highlight what Soulbound was and why it's kind of interesting. It gives you those random 3 skills, and you are supposed to go out and play with them. You know, and I wanted to get to the Blood Lich, but it's going to be a while before I have 500 Soul Force, I guess. At least killing those crappy enemies. So next time I play, that's going to be my goal, is to get to 500 Soul Force. So ping's like 500 right now. It doesn't look like it's 500, but I guess it is. But either way, that's what we'll do on the next time.